Hey guys, in this video I'm talking about AM and PM routines, or some people like to call them morning and nighttime routines. So if you want to see this, stick around. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. My name is Sarah and I'm a homeschooling mom of 5, and I like to do videos on homeschool, motherhood, organization, and DIY. So if you like that kind of content, consider subscribing below. And don't forget to hit the bell button so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. So like I said, I wanted to talk about morning and nighttime routines, or AM and PM routines, whatever you want to call it. I like to call them AM and PM routines. These are great for pretty much everybody. So I know as a mom, since I've been doing this, it has helped me tremendously in so many areas. And when I taught it to my kids, it has helped them and me tremendously. So I started doing an AM and PM routine about over 4 years ago. And how I started doing this is I actually went through a little free course, and this was one of the main things they taught. And once I did this, I was just like, how come I never did this before? This is so amazing. And in it, the mom talked about, she was a mom of 7, and she would talk about how the PM routine sets the tone for the next day. So when you do certain things at night, then it sets the tone for the whole morning to go more smoothly than it would have if you did not do this. I'm going to kind of share with you some things that I do in my nighttime routine that help me prepare for the next morning. I'm gonna first tell you all of the stuff that I do personally, and then I'll show you what I have done for my kids and to help them pretty much kind of do it on their own. Now, we are getting over being sick, so we have not done this for probably 2 weeks because it's just been pretty crazy. First, I'm going to tell you what my AM and PM routines are, and then I'm going to show you what I do for my kids' AM and PM routines to help teach them to have good habits. I'm all about building good, strong habits, because pretty much habits are going to get you to either where you want to be or where you don't want to be. So I really like to establish good habits in myself and in my children. Here is what I do for my PM routine. For me, what I do is I make sure every single night that my kitchen is spotless. All of the dishes are out of the sink and either in the dishwasher, and then whatever ones I had to wash by hand, like big ones or things that just couldn't go in the dishwasher, are washed and cleaned and drying. And I always make sure I run the dishwasher. And this is part of my PM routine, because if I wake up to a messy kitchen, I am like a hot mess, okay? I can't even think in a mess. So I like to wake up to a nice clean slate in the morning. Another thing I do, now I'm not gonna tell you these in order because I don't always do them in this order. It's just something I do every night. So another thing that I do is I know this is gonna might sound crazy to some people, but I lay out my clothes the night before. So I learned this from the little boot camp that I took. When I first heard this, I was like, yeah, right, what if I put this on and I don't like it? Like, how is this gonna help me? But to my surprise, since I started doing this, I have never had that happen. It is so crazy. You know, I don't know about you, but I can remember trying on like 20 different outfits in the morning and be like, I hate all of these. And it's so funny because this has really never happened to me since I've been doing this. So I always pick my clothes out the night before. So the next thing I do is I make sure I take off all of my makeup and wash my face. And I do this the same reason that I clean my kitchen at night. So I have a nice slate to start with in the morning. And then because I can remember many times, and sometimes I still do this, but I always regret it in the morning, falling asleep with your makeup on. Because then you have to wake up, you gotta take the makeup off, you gotta wash your face. It's like a whole process. And because I take it off at night, I want to put makeup on every morning. There are some times that I don't, but let me tell you, the days that I don't, I totally regret it in the morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I take my makeup off? Now this is gonna take me longer. This next one is what I do on Saturdays to prepare for Sunday before going to church, or anytime we go anywhere the next morning. I always pack the night before. Packing the night before saves you from being that crazy mom the next day, feeling like you might be forgetting something, running around. I know I've done this so many times. Running around trying to figure out what you need to bring. If you forgot something, then you get in the car and you're like, oh man, I forgot something. Well, if you pack the night before, you won't forget anything. So, and this even goes for like, if I'm going to the park with my kids and I know we're gonna be out to lunch, I will even pack them a lunch and have it sitting in the fridge. And all I have to do is grab the lunchbox, grab the diaper bag, we're out and we're ready to go. If we're going somewhere to go swimming, I make sure all of the swimsuits, all of our extra pairs of clothes are in the diaper bag so that we can leave the house in peace. I'm not scrambling around looking for things, and I'm not gonna forget things. This, I'm telling you, this works wonders. This is so great for if you go to church on Sunday, or even if your kids go to school in the morning. Packing their stuff the night before is key to being on time for things. If you want to show up on time and you don't want to be that mom that's always late to everything, I'm telling you, do this and it will save you so much time. One of my other PM routines is I always shower at night. Because for me, showering in the morning is just not realistic. I have so much stuff I have to do in the morning, taking care of kids and babies, that I don't have time to shower. And if I want to shower, I have to do it on my own time at night when everybody is sleeping. So when I want to shower, I get it in at night. So those are most of my PM routine. For my AM routine, now, before I had a baby, actually, I don't know, because I was doing this really good before I even got pregnant, and then I kind of did it a little bit when I got pregnant, but I was very tired through my pregnancy, except for second trimester. So second trimester, I was, up and doing things. But since my third trimester, I have not been doing this. And if you've had a baby, then have grace with yourself. And I'm having grace with myself. But this is part of my AM routine, what I was doing before I had another baby. And that I'm going to start doing again once I feel ready to do it. But one of my AM routines is to wake up before my children. Even if it's only a half an hour before they wake up, this is so amazing. When I do wake up early, then it gives me time for all of this stuff. Let me tell you all the stuff I could get done when I wake up before my kids. I used to have my makeup done before my kids got up. I would have been in my word. I would have been able to get up and make them breakfast before anyone woke up. I was dressed and ready for the day. I was prayed up. That made for like a super successful morning. I have beaten myself up about not being in that. But God's grace is so good, because he's like, Sarah, you are in a baby season and you have toddlers, so have grace with yourself and don't worry about it. You have so many years to get up early again. So I have been super gracious with myself, but getting up early if you can. If you don't have like little babies, or you're not waking up in the middle of the night all the time, then I would suggest you just have grace on yourself and don't even do that yet. Because I feel like when I started to try to do this, when I had other babies, like I was just so stressed out and I would feel like a failure because I couldn't do it. Or even if I only got up 10 minutes, I still felt like a failure. But I just want to say that if you don't do this, it's okay if you are in just a crazy season of life and you really can't. But if you can and you don't do this yet, I highly suggest you do it, because it will help you in so many ways. So in this season of my life, I pretty much just wake up when my kids wake up. Usually it's my baby wakes up first and I feed her, and then I will get up and I will start making my 2-year-old a cup of milk. So I will give him milk, and then I will get all of them a yogurt, and they will all sit at the table and eat a yogurt. Then I will make my 2, 3, and 5-year-old some oatmeal, and then I will make me and my oldest son a egg wrap. He used to make his own eggs, but since I started eating eggs again because I was I don't know why, but eggs when I was pregnant made me so sick. Since I've been eating egg wraps again, I'm not gonna just make him make his own after I'm already cooking. So otherwise he would be making his own eggs. But I make us an egg wrap. I'm already kind of making my coffee by this time. And then I eat, we all eat, I have my coffee, and then I usually, then they do their AM routine while I am doing my makeup and getting dressed. And then that's kind of what we're doing right now for our AM routine. And then I do try to work out. I haven't been because we've been sick, but that is part of my AM routine, that I get at least 20 to 25 minutes of a workout in. And sometimes my kids join me, sometimes they go play, sometimes they watch a show while I'm working out, but mom's got to get that workout in. But those are pretty much my morning routines. Now I'm going to go show you what I do for my kids. I made each of my kids their own little chart right here that they can do. And I did do a tutorial on how to make kids AM and PM routines, but it did work for a while until I needed to add more things. And then I was like, this is not realistic because I can't add anything else without completely making a new one. So what I did is I found these free printables online. If I can find the link, I'll try and link them below. I printed these all out, and then I chose the ones that I wanted to do. And then I just backed them on some paper and then laminated them. And then how I stick them on the wall is some of this sticky DAP, but you could probably also use painter's tape. But this is my daughter's, and every morning after breakfast, this is all the things that she has to do. She has to unload the dishwasher, and I will do a whole separate video on kids and chores, like what I have my kids do for chores. So she has to help unload the dishwasher, she has to have her bed made, she has to get dressed, she has to put her dirty clothes in the laundry. I usually do her hair, so she doesn't really brush it, but she knows that this is part of it. Then brush your teeth and clean the sink. And then for nighttime, we all do this thing called 10-minute tidy. And everybody has this on their nighttime routine. And we have a 10-minute tidy where we all take 10 minutes and tidy up the house and our bedrooms. And then she has to get her jammies on, brush her teeth, and lay out her clothes for the next day. So I even have my kids lay out their clothes for the next day. But this one is my oldest son's, and he has to do his devotions, make his bed, get dressed, put his, and it says pick up clothes, but pretty much, you know, put his dirty clothes in the basket, and he has to load the dishwasher. So when all of the dishes are unloaded and then everybody's eaten breakfast, he's the one that has to load those dirty dishes into the dishwasher. He sweeps the floor, he has to brush his hair, brush his teeth, and he cleans the bathroom toilet. And then at night, he does all of the supper dishes and making sure whatever goes in the dishwasher goes in the dishwasher. He sweeps the floor. He has to pick up toys, which is the 10-minute tidy that we all do. Brush his teeth, put on pajamas, and we were doing scripture writing, which he would write down scriptures. I think we're going to start doing that again, but we kind of stopped that for a little bit. But we will be starting this back up, scriptures. For my 3-year-old, and kind of my 2-year-old will be doing some of this too. But he's not, this is kind of loose for my 2-year-old. Now, my 3-year-old, he helps unload the dishwasher, so they all have something in the dishwasher that they have to help unload. And even my oldest, he usually does the breakable stuff. And then Faith does the silverware, and then Isaac and Justice, who are my 2 and 3-year-old, they unload like the plastic, like IKEA dishes. And then he has to have his bed made. He has to get dressed because he knows how to dress himself. Pick up his own clothes and put them in the basket, and then brush his teeth. And then their nighttime routine is the 10-minute tidy, pajamas, teeth brush, and lay out their clothes for the night before. And my son, I don't know what happened to his, but he has to lay out your clothes for the night before. It must have just came off. But they all lay out their clothes the night before. So those are our AM and PM routines. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below and let me know if you already do this in your house. what are some AM and PM routines that you do? And if you like content like this, consider subscribing below and don't forget to hit the bell button so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. All right, guys, have a blessed day.